Hello and welcome to Penny for a Tale. My name is Mitchell, and we are here today talking about Altered Carbon. So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Spence. Yeah, I've been here a lot. If you don't know who I am, you need to go back to our YouTube page and watch stuff. Also, I do Game School, which is getting ready to start season 3 at gameschool.gsrpn.com. And yeah, I do things and stuff. And we have 2 guests on one screen. So hi, guys.
It's fascinating.
Hello,
Hello,
I'm Jacob.
I'm Joe
We're both
with WPI. We didn't rehearse this, but I figured I might be able to make it look like we did. Anyway, go ahead.
we're both with WPI Winding Path Initiative, which is a recently formed national LARP organization.
It's like 2 years old.
Oh yeah, that's still kind of
Yeah,
recent.
it's
in
been
the LARP
recently
world.
formed for 2 straight years.
They run connected troop games across the country in I think 6 different domains right now.
7.
Yeah, we've been on the channel once or twice for some of the conversations about gaming and mechanics.
Yeah, we were here for like an hour-long full-throated defense of power gaming.
Let's do some of that tonight.
Yeah, so we're excited to do a couple hours long of full-throated power gaming. I don't have any defense on my sheet though, so that part may not go well.
Yeah, we didn't actually.
Yeah, we didn't build the sheets.
So,
yeah,
let's find
who's
out
to
how that
say?
goes.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine. We are using pre-gen sheets from the Facebook group, which I can't recall who exactly did them, but thank you. But the details will be on the channel for YouTube as well. So for those who don't know, Kickstarter has just, really Hunters Entertainment just came out with a Kickstarter for Altered Carbon, which is going to be this amazing book set in the world of Altered Carbon, with much of its influences from the TV version instead of the book version, as they got the IPs and stuff from the TV shows. So if you've seen Altered Carbon and Altered Carbon Season 2, you'll be right at home. I know I've watched both seasons, binged the other one last night, and it was great. Loved it. But yeah, we are going to just hop into this wonderful world here and see how good they do. My only warning to them was be careful. And after that, really, it's
The
all-
warning was don't get caught.
Oh, what was it? Don't get caught. Yeah, you're right. It worked out.
We're still unclear whether that was aimed at the characters or us. So we're facing our front door right now.
It is just off screen. If either of us ever looks like we're looking to the side, it's because Mitchell is very slowly coming through the door.
Portals. So we are going to kind of start in the White Room, very much how the first season started up, with you 3 each in these bags filled with this moist white milk-like liquid, as well as a tube jammed down your throat. You feel hands running across your body and kind of lifting you up with what feel like meat hooks onto slabs of these steel tables, where they unzip and they yank the tube right out of your mouth, coughing and sputtering. You feel the liquid kind of just roll off of your naked bodies. Like you do.
I missed you, Mitchell.
We've made it almost 2 whole minutes before the body horror started.
And the word moist was used, so I'm very proud.
Yeah, it's a classic Mitch game.
So you guys, are disoriented. You guys have been spun down for a variant amount of time depending on what you're in for. But you definitely know that you are spun back up into bodies that definitely don't feel like your own. And as an individual approaches, with like the little face mask and the white suit, with a clipboard, they speak in kind of very broken English about just kind of indicating how you guys are feeling. There's like a looking over the clipboard, you notice 2 smiley faces, really 1 smiley face and 1 frowny face, with several increments of black lines in between. So the first one approaches Joe, Joe's character, and says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel?
Emotionally, or
And the
physically?
summation of emotional and physically, mentally as well. If you could correspond that to one singular number,
Just
that is
1 to 10, just average the 3, or
that sounds right. Which
Okay.
actually, whichever way you want to use it, this isn't science, so I don't know why they make us do it.
yeah, I'm an 8. I'm at an 8. Things are going 8ly.
All right. And he puts a little indicator on the little tab he has, and he goes over to Jacob's character and asks the same question. Scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling?
This is something you have to do.
Yeah, look, I'm just the intern, okay?
What's the number that means you don't come back and ask another question?
Any number would be that number?
10.
Cool. Okay. He taps his little screen.
Very chipper guy.
Yeah. All right, and finally goes over to Spence's character. 1 through 10, how are you feeling?
I want a beer.
Okay, I'm gonna put you down as a 3. Is that okay?
As long as it gets me a beer. Or whiskey. Whiskey would be better.
Whiskey's like a 5.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. He taps his screen. Okay, just beyond that doorway is the shower, as well as some clothes. Detective Ying will be speaking to you right beyond those doors after you've showered and made yourselves ready. Just for your consideration, you will notice that there are collars wrapped around each of your necks. And you guys kind of feel like these steel collars around each of you. Each one has a charge that is set to explode and destroy your stack if you leave the premises, as well as go anywhere that the detective doesn't deem you should be. They really should have read me in on more of this. But yeah, I think you can go to the showers. That sounds like the next step.
I'd like to revise my number.
It's already sent. It was really like an email, so
Then if you could record my protest.
okay.
Yeah. I want to fucking protest too.
Okay, so
I'm doing fine, and I just want to thank you
okay.
so much for taking the time to help us out. It's a
Thank you.
tricky time, but
It-
I just appreciate you being so helpful.
It is. Thank you. Okay, so
Showers
we
are that
have-
way?
Yeah, just right down. Just a nice shower. We're out of hot water though, so
Yep, sure thing.
Of course.
yeah. So okay, two formal protests, and he starts like typing away on his little pad.
I'm just gonna mosey to the showers.
Yeah.
Let them wage their protest votes.
So just over the door, there are 3 red blinking lights, and as you approach them, each one turns green. And you come into this very large shower room. The water seems to come from the walls as well as the ceiling. It is freezing temperatures. Ooh.
Fuck.
So this is a spin cycle, is what you're describing to us.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, you are laundry.
Excellent.
Possibly cars.
Or cars.
Put a car through a spin cycle.
Yeah, and you kind of feel like the white, moist goop just roll, the like, in different crevices that you probably are now feeling that you didn't feel before, kind of slip
Just
out.
while I'm being slowly or quickly drowned, does my body look largely human? Are there any weirdnesses that have been inflicted on this new body? I just want to get it all out of the way up front.
Yeah.
Briefly.
You're looking at yourself, and this is actually a time you get to describe your own sleeve. So this is not the sleeve you were born in. This is a completely new sleeve, and you kind of have the general characteristics on your character sheet of what your sleeve has. But you are completely allowed to describe what your sleeve looks like.
Okay.
I can go
Got it.
first.
All right, go ahead.
Approximately 30-year-old male, bald, synthetic sleeve. So he's got various scars, pockets, just imperfections all along his face and neck. His left arm is very obviously robotic, and his left hand routinely, quickly clenches, almost by instinct.
I love it. All right, who else wants to go next?
Okay, so I have a very strange situation where I am also in a synthetic sleeve. Also, I want the viewers to know I have only watched one episode of Altered Carbon, so a lot of these things are going over my head. I have a very androgynous looking body with female plumbing, but otherwise like a 15-year-old kid that hasn't come into their whatevers, and got a couple of interesting scars, but no real idea where they came from.
All right. And how about you, Joe?
I look like someone in their 30, 40, 50, that sort of vague, undefinable middle age, which celebrities seem to occupy for somewhere between 0 and 1,000 years in the current world before we introduce the technology that lets them do it for real. Dark hair, he very sort of, I don't want to say bland, but you know how like every single character or every single guy on The Bachelor has also looked like every other guy on The Bachelor?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just generically broad-shouldered and celebrity-looking, almost as though he had really wanted a very expensive celebrity sleeve and didn't have any money for it, and just went for the off-the-rack model.
The Ken model.
Yeah, exactly like a generic Ken doll avatar, essentially.
All right, so you guys clean yourselves off, get dressed and everything, and the next doors open up to this very almost stereotypical noir-looking room with chipped green tiles and a steel table set in the center. There are 3 chairs, as well as 3 sets of a pair of handprints on the steel table that kind of glow red. The moment you step in, there is an intercom that says, please place your hands upon the table, just where the fingers are, please.
Oh, sure thing, absolutely, happy to.
And you see the these little bands come out of the table and kind of hold you down. Same for
Well,
Jacob.
that's not ominous at all.
It actually is.
It's extremely ominous.
You
This
see,
is a
there's
bad
this
sign.
there's this thing called sarcasm. Have you heard of
Really?
it?
Huh. That sounds
Yeah.
fun. Really? We should check
Yeah.
that out. Weird.
We'll look into
Yeah.
it, thanks.
Great. Ah, fucking morons. And I put my hand down.
All right, yeah, the bands come over, locking you in place on the table, and then the door in front of you opens up, and there is an old-looking Asian man with glasses, with a cup of coffee. The cup says "World's Best Dad," but it's a little chip, so it really just says "World's Best Da." As he sits down, placing the coffee on some of the papers he has and some of it stains as he looks over. Whew, okay, so, man, I didn't think you 3 would be spun up today. That's,
Yeah, I would also like to ask what the hell?
yeah, that's fair.
Because when I died, I was in my prime, and you're putting me through puberty again.
Yeah, that's, it looks...
I, for one, am just very grateful that you chose to wake us up, and I'm really happy that you found this sleeve to give. It's very,
Okay, brown noser.
yeah, Yeah,
Some
yeah.
of us-
I don't know
some
if you
of us
heard, but you have
wanna
an
get-
explosive collar on.
All right. Yeah.
Oh,
So.
hi. Yes, detective.
Uh, whew. So the reason for the collars, of course, is because your very large rap sheet. As he kind of like puts up a file onto the side of the room, onto the wall, and like as like the sentences start going down, you see like murder, 70 counts of felonies. Like it's pretty much, if there is a crime, you three are associated with it.
Okay,
There's a
that is
specific
bullshit.
felony that I chuckle at.
Yeah, there's like, you know.
You guys could not get me on the breaking and entering. I know for a fact I cleaned the fingerprints off of that building.
Could I be manacled with different sociopaths?
Well, no. I'm sorry.
Oh, I totally understand. Of course, no worries,
Yeah.
no worries. Yeah.
Now, obviously, you three are all have a life sentence, so you'll be spun down forever. I think legally. But the oh geez, you want to do that, huh? Okay. All right. But the district attorney wants to make a deal with you.
A deal.
Yes. As former leaders of the Triad, Feng Shen, Song Yun, and Guao An, we would like you three to infiltrate your former organization, figure out the exact plan concerning the assassination of a high-profile political figure, and return to us with this information. Upon completion, your sleeves that you now occupy can be yours if you so will it, or we will provide another state-sponsored sleeve, and your sentence will be reduced to probation with no... you can't leave Shanghai. Do you have any questions?
No, as excellent cartel leaders, we'll have no problem with this.
Excellent. So real quick, which one of you's Feng Shen? They didn't really. Yeah,
That's me.
that's you. Okay. And Song Yun.
That's me.
Okay. And Guao An.
Gualan, of course, I'm Gualan.
Oh, excellent. All right. Well, let me just say, you know, I wouldn't say it's an honor, but I have read a lot about you guys back in the academy, and a lot of
You're
people.
going to need equipment, obviously.
Yes, of course. We other than the clothes that you're currently wearing, we will provide a certain effects for each of you. But once again, any if you ever
I
go
mean,
out,
are our old effects still in storage? Because, like, I had some personalized shit.
no. My apologies. I can see
Whatever,
about
not your fault, kid.
accessing that. But yeah, the collars, of course, are there for our protection. If you deviate from your mission, they are set to trigger, destroying your stacks. Furthermore, each one includes a microphone and tracking device.
Yeah, sure. Tracking
would-
device.
Now,
Got
hold
it.
on.
I would like him to ask what I think it might be an obvious question.
You want us to walk in to our headquarters where they know that we have been imprisoned for what year is it?
Oh, it's 2052.
So
Jesus Christ.
Not
been
in this
imprisoned.
town.
For quite a while, wearing collars.
I
Do you expect this to yield what you are hoping it to yield?
No, this is a death sentence.
Wasn't asking you.
I understand your concern, Mr. Yoon. Sadly, it seems like the DA was unwilling to move on this matter. Yes.
I see.
Furthermore, if you are ever compromised, you just have to say the word rabbit, and the explosions are cued for each of your vocals for this particular sleeve, and you will explode.
Oh, fantastic.
Any questions?
What's the DA's name?
Oh, the DA? The DA is Shi Shang.
All right. You shouldn't answer those questions.
For the record, not a great strategy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I apologize. Sorry, I'm so nervous.
Yeah,
Should-
well, if
Professional
you're-
bit of advice.
Yeah.
Okay, of course. So yes, the word was once again rabbit. I would say repeat after me, but just don't.
Yeah, not funny.
Okay. All right. And he clicks something on his finger, and the bands that are on your table unclick. Please go through the door, and best of luck to you.
Great, thanks.
Yeah. Good luck too.
How precise are these? If I run into like a holy person, you know what? No, I'll find out. Thank you for your time.
No problem. I suggest turning left down the hall. To the right is the main precinct, and of course, you guys have a lot of enemies. I don't have to tell you that you've killed a lot of their family members in the past and such like that. There's also the wall, of commemoration. But the left just goes right out to the back alleyway.
Sure.
All right. Good. Yep.
Bye, kid.
We're gonna leave.
I follow.
Yeah. So you guys go down the hallway until you get to this little exit sign. Just beyond it is the back alleyway of the precinct. And looking back, this is a horrific looking place. Very run down. But around this area, you see several little shops set up for food, as well as the tall towers. And it's currently nighttime.
Great, let's go get some noodles.
Yep. Everything is in Chinese, but you guys
I need
all
food.
speak.
Yeah, let's noodle it.
Yeah.
Noodles.
Noodles.
Noodle and Company. Let's go.
I prefer the Noodle Association.
Yeah.
Well,
Noodles
I bet you
us.
both are. I bet you both are out of business by now.
Oh shit.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
they went belly up.
Are there any like celebrity branded noodle places?
Oh my god.
There
Is there
are
like a Top Chef of noodles?
there are several kind of like the food truck version of the future out in the Bund in Shanghai, just off of the river. They kind of float on the river itself, like little restaurant boats. In those places are usually some of the highest quality food you can get. Nothing close to meth or proto meth, but they're still good.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get me some, I don't know, some pad thai or whatever, because I'm sure that all of the flavors have all congealed over the years. And get my beer, my Ichiban beer.
All right.
Okay. So,
Yeah, so you guys sit at this on this floating restaurant just off of the river. The noodles themselves are a almost luminescent purple, with several red lanterns hanging from the ceiling. There was an old bald man who served you guys your meals, and other than a family who looks to be enjoying their meal late at night, you're the only ones in this little particular restaurant.
Great.
It's a quick out of character question, Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
What is the process for like internet access in this era? I have seen none of Altered Carbon. For the
Yeah, so each of
Yay.
you guys, as you kind of get used to your sleeves and everything, notice that just kind of moving your hand or thinking upon it, your Oni comes on, so it's a little glow from one of your eyes as you kind of see the internet and aren't able to interact with it. So you can like find places, send emails, etc.
Okay. Then while we're eating, I'm gonna start doing some like online research about this cartel, or it's not even triad.
Mm-hmm.
Cartel's not even the right word. I'm very in danger. So I'm gonna do some future Googling about these guys. If that's
Yeah, definitely. All right. So let's.
So wait, have we worked together in the past? Is that what I'm understanding?
I was under the impression that we are just like taking on names that aren't really ours.
Correct.
Patsies
Oh,
Yeah.
great, cool.
called us in and said, "So you're members of the Triad, or you're going to be sent back for your life sentence."
Yeah,
And we said, "Yes, yes, leaders of the Triad. Them are we."
Yeah, sure.
We are that.
All right. So, quick question for you
Mhm.
two. Did any of that shit make sense?
Stop.
What?
Let's go ahead and while we plan this intelligence gathering from the Triad, which of course we need to, that everything that we say is going to return to our, puppet masters. And so when we're making our plans, just, think about that.
That's a great point, Feng Shen.
Exactly.
Well reasoned, Feng Shen. And also, I want to say Gui.
I think my name was Fu Long or something like that.
Song
Is
Yun.
my name the G one?
Yeah, you're Guao An.
Gualan.
And I'm which one?
Song Yun is the name that
Song-
you said you were.
Song Yun.
Mhm.
Okay.
Gualan. Okay.
Professional work
I wasn't-
environment.
I have not done a tabletop in a very long time. I wish you shut the fuck up for a minute.
This will be
Anyway.
a very curse-laden game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is a high
is-
stress environment.
This is why we have the explicit tag on this stream.
Twice.
Just so
All right.
you know.
Now that I have my name,
So,
and we're back.
getting into the Triad. Obviously, we have been gone for a while.
And it is likely they won't know that we are members of the Triad.
There's going to be new leadership. Faces change a lot. Institutional memory, not really a thing in our group.
Well,
So-
there's also people can identify us just by like looking up, like they've got facial recognition and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So our identities are now attached to our sleeve.
Well, Of course, but what I'm saying is that the DA's office is going to remember who Feng Shen is. I made sure they remembered who Feng Shen is. But
Infamous Feng Shen.
the Triad, it's always the latest business.
So anyway, yeah, Mitchell.
Yeah, so you can
I'm
go
Googling.
ahead and I think this will be data analysis.
Is there any way I can use digital networking?
Yeah, we can
So-
go. You're like talking to
Yeah, specifically, when I was looking, I was like navigating Oni networks, social media, message boards, things like that. That seemed like the place. to start
Perfect.
with.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's
Low-level
say the
gangsters.
difficulty is a 5 for this.
5. Okay. That I think is manageable. Let's give it a shot. And it's roll under, right? Is the goal? Okay. I don't know if you can see my 3,
Oh, nice, nice. Yep.
so I got it.
Excellent. All right. So as you're looking over everything, kind of going through maybe old contacts, as it were, or just checking the forums and everything, the Triad has, over the years, has kind of integrated more so with the Chinese government. A lot of the former members have become politicians. Part of it was kind of like this huge triumphant victory concerning the DA and in her ability to negotiate with the Triad and get them to surrender their assets and such like that to join the populace under law and order. Now, of course, there are a bunch of conspiracies that say that this isn't actually what happened, that possibly the DA was manipulated, and the Triad is still very much active and apparent, just kind of with more power due to the networking they now have with the government. You three, Feng Shen, Song Yun, and Guao An, were arrested almost a century ago. Apparently, there was a tip-off about one of the last jobs you were doing, and it was a pretty easy arrest. No lost lives or anything like that. And there was much celebration in the streets, as well as much controversy. A lot of people enjoyed the three for their engagement with society, even though they were criminals. Feeding the poor, looking out for the underdog, etc. There's definitely lots of like old cartoons and TV shows about U3, especially going on right now. With famous actors and actresses portraying you, and there should be a movie coming out as well. You three were all orphans who were adopted by the head of the Triad at that time, Kai Zhao. It grew up under his tutelage and eventually inherited the Triad yourselves and led it to some of its most prosperous times. Wanted in every country for numerous crimes. But you also have a brother. Kai Zhao had one biological offspring, and his name was Zhou Yu. He was said to have taken over the Triad afterwards and now fills in a political position.
Okay.
Got it. So, we are supposed to return to the DA with intelligence about their recent attempt to assassinate the DA. Was that correct?
You're supposed to figure out a current plot by the Triad to take out a high-profile government official.
Is there any, as I'm looking at the surroundings, is there any, tagging that I would have noticed along the way that could have indicated the, possibly a Triad symbol?
Ooh, you can roll a perception check. So this will be based on, the difficulty is based on your own perception.
Right.
The first numeral in that 2-numeral
okay, so 4.
Yep, and you're rolling detection. So you're rolling that die, and you're trying to get under that.
Okay. Damn. I needed a 4. I got a 6.
Whew, and what were you rolling?
D6.
All right. So that is yeah, that is not good.
I am too hungry, too much drinking, single-minded.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate. And as you're kind of looking around to all the different things, you do notice a particular individual kind of watching you from the shadows. It is this very short man with these very thick blue goggles, staring at you from a atypical alleyway.
We have an audience, just so y'all know.
Yeah. I'm checking something. Yeah, Mitchell, I'd like to do a read person check on this guy and see if we can glean some of his intent before we have to interact with him.
All right, go ahead. That'll be for this one against this person. We'll roll against each other. So I'll
Okay.
roll my dice, and whoever has the highest degrees of success will win.
Highest degrees of success. Okay. So I'm rolling my read person against what?
Your read person against empathy. Yeah, so that
Mine or
first, yeah, yours.
Mine. Okay.
And I am rolling my
How much do
basically.
you succeed versus your number versus.
I tied it, so I just succeed.
You succeed. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I got 2 degrees of failure. So that means you are successful in that with 2 extra degrees because my loss counts as your success.
Oh, that's neat.
I love it.
That's
Yeah.
a really cool design.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you're watching him, and it looks like he's trying to like very much keep his face towards different people, as if he's just people watching. But like despite his sunglasses pointed to different people, you can see almost the pupils of his eyes shift to your group. For significant amounts of time to suggest that he is very interested in you. His left hand is placed in his pocket in a very guarded way, suggesting that he might have a weapon on him.
Does this restaurant have... Go ahead.
I was gonna signal to the chef that we wanted another plate, and I put it down very obviously.
Funnily enough, my question was, does this restaurant have waiters? I'd like to invite that man to sit with us.
Hey, high five!
Be a waiter, explicitly.
Yeah.
I'm sending a waiter to speak with him and invite him to our table.
All right. So you're trying to convince the waiter to go over to the alleyway to bring this.
No,
man
I'm
over?
informing the waiter that he's going to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a waiter, not a think about it-er.
Yeah, the old man just looks at you,
Celebrities is fun.
and he's like, and he walks over, crossing the street to the alleyway, and then this weird, very awkward exchange. It's very obvious that the blue goggled man has no idea what's happening, but he comes by, and the kind of waiter puts a bowl of noodles at the table. And the individual with the sunglasses sits down before you. He's kind of black hair, definitely Western, so more of a European skin tone and look about him.
So are we?
How are you?
Yeah, that.
Hey,
I
guys.
noticed that you seemed interested in our meal, and I thought you might be hungry, so I figured I'd invite you over to join us. Can I ask your name?
Yeah, John.
John, it's nice to meet you, John. Tell me about yourself, John. New in town?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. What do you mean, kind of?
I mean, I really shouldn't be talking to you guys.
John,
so...
you seem nervous.
Yeah.
John, here's the thing, and I'm going to explain this to you as kindly as I know how, because I don't want you to feel stressed out or
Okay.
like you're being attacked or anything like that.
Twitchy.
Twitchy. I don't want you to feel twitchy. Okay?
Am I going to be
But,
attacked?
what?
No.
No, you're not being
Kale.
attacked. I don't want you to feel like you're being attacked. You're not being attacked.
That is the one thing we do not want you to.
But you said feel. Does
You are not being attacked.
okay?
I am sorry that my friends are helping.
Okay. Okay.
Now, John, you said you weren't supposed to be talking to us, and it's pretty clear that you were watching us. And, I wanted to give you the opportunity to just explain why you were watching without making it an interrogation. Because it would be very regrettable if it had to be an interrogation, you know?
So you are gonna hurt me if?
Okay.
No, John, no one's getting hurt. You've got to calm down, John.
Listen,
Everything's
you are
fine.
using too many words, and that's making him nervous. Let me talk for a minute.
Is that... By all
Okay.
means.
Hi, friend. Have some noodles. Please explain why you were watching us. You are safe.
I don't think I'm safe. You guys
Eat
are.
your goddamn noodles.
Good job. He doesn't feel nervous anymore. Right.
Food always makes everything so much better. And I eat. All right. So you're very bad at hiding. That's okay. We just want to know who we're being followed by or who you represent.
Um. Hi. My name's John. John
Mhm.
Doe.
Very
Um.
good name.
Thanks. I'm a hacker of sorts.
Oh, I like hackers.
Yeah, I've been hired to just kind of disrupt the audio and um the location devices within your callers.
Really? And why would you be that helpful for us?
I don't know. It's just a job. I wasn't supposed to talk to you.
Do you? I'm so. Hmm, you probably don't have a name for your employer.
Correct.
Okay. Is there any way you could request an introduction for us?
Uh, I mean, I know where I was supposed to meet him after the job was done.
All right. I I look at my two companions. We're probably going to uh need to rest for a night. Is there a hotel that we could possibly go to and maybe, I don't know, have you relay to whoever you're meeting up with that we'd like a meeting?
Yeah, I know a pretty good AI hotel.
Sure. Okay. Well, tell us where the AI hotel is.
You guys want to follow me?
Well, let's finish our food first and then we can do that. After all, we don't want to be rude to the cooks.
Okay.
And I continue eating my food.
And this is very awkward, like couple of minutes, as they eat in silence. But after a while, like food's done, he gets up and leads you guys further into the city.
Okay.
You three eventually end up in this very extravagant Chinese. It almost looks like a palace, but almost in the way that Disney World is meant to look like a castle.
Mm-hmm.
Very obviously the fake, kind of exaggerated in some ways. And when he goes in, you see several, you wouldn't call them mess, but they're definitely kind of on the higher end of the wealth level, but still kind of grounders. As well as a beautiful woman behind a bar. Several people are betting on what looks like artificial gravity fights. People are kind of floating in this tube with swords, and it's very artsy despite the bloodshed. But the guy kind of brings you over to a table. And kind of wipes the sweat from his brow. So guys, this is it.
Great.
You guys can stay here. I've hacked the AI so we can get like free rooms and drinks and such.
Aren't you
Good man.
so helpful?
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks, John. You're doing great. All right, we don't want to keep you from your meetup, so we'll be here.
Uh, well, my job technically doesn't end till like
John can bunk with me.
Oh, okay.
um prefer not.
We'll have a good time.
Okay. And which one are you?
I don't think names are that important, are they, John?
I'm your friend, John.
Are you the one who
You
cuts
just
the
call me
fingers, or
Hmm?
are you the one who cuts the fingers?
No, sweetie, that's
I'm not
me.
going to cut your fingers, John.
All right. Okay, cool. Okay.
What do you
I
like
need
to
a-
drink, John?
Yeah, I need a drink.
Yeah.
Can we have sake, please?
Ooh, I haven't had sake in forever.
Yeah, so like drinks are brought over, and as kind of when the tab comes up, you see him kind of typing on his palm, and his oni kind of lights up. Anyone good with computers can give me a data analysis roll.
Nope.
Not
I've heard of
a
these computers.
What are
I
they?
don't trust them.
Computers.
I do have observation.
Read person would be more useful in this endeavor. So you can use
Okay.
read person, but it'll be a little bit more difficult.
Okay. So I'm rolling a d8 and the number is 4.
Yeah, it's an oppose, so I'm rolling for mine.
Ooh, okay. So I have a 3.
All right. How many degrees of success?
1.
1 degree
I
success.
think.
All right, and I only got 1 success, so you got a total of 1 degree of success. Looking at these individuals, you notice that despite kind of the AI supposedly being hacked, there's almost a slight smile on her face. As she kind of like says, "Oh, you're owed nothing, or you owe us nothing. You 3 have a wonderful night, and your rooms are prepared for you."
Thank you so much.
And she bows and heads back over to the bar.
All right, this is about all I know how to do. So if you guys know more about things, I just watch people. And that's about it. That's my skill set. So,
So, John,
Yeah.
how'd you get this job?
Just on message board, this guy contacted me and flew me in from France. I was supposed to monitor 3 individuals who came out of the precinct tonight, and ensure that the callers aren't being tracked, nor the audio functions are working on. I was supposed to do this for about 3 days.
What's going on right now?
Or until the targets were terminated.
That's going on right now?
Yeah, I have kind of I have it all being blocked right now.
Good man.
Yeah.
So does that mean we can actually be honest?
Yeah, they currently, and he pulls up a little map, and there is a 3 like little dots that indicate positions not where you guys are currently, but just kind of walking around in the city, as well
Absolutely,
as
Sun Young. We can be honest with the man who was hired to assist the 3 released triad leaders. We are able to be honest with him.
That's an awkward way to phrase it.
I was more talking about between the 3 of us, not with the kid over here, because that could potentially put him in danger, which we said we would not do.
I'm not a kid. I'm like 60.
Oh, sweetie.
John.
What?
John.
What?
I think 60 is pretty old.
Thanks.
All right.
I'm doing the thing.
Hey, John, out of curiosity,
Yeah.
you said you were a hacker, yeah?
Yeah.
So you're like using your techie stuff to like make sure they can't hear us, yeah?
Yeah.
So are you listening to us, John, when we talk?
Every now and then. Not. I cannot if you don't want me to.
Probably best if you don't, John.
That's fair. You guys keep saying my name in a very strong way.
Follow-up question, John.
Okay.
These things have detonators on them. So you're blocking the audio from going out. Are you blocking the
Explosion.
detonation signal from coming in?
Oh. No, the parameters of the job said nothing about that.
Okay. You should probably block that.
I can try.
When you say try, John,
I mean,
could you game out for me the possible outcomes of that attempt?
it's like disarming a bomb. If there's a slight bit of code that I mess up, it'll just trigger. Usually, if the
So maybe
fire...
don't.
Okay.
Maybe don't do that.
It was a good thought.
My concern is they've got, let's say, 3 guys, one for each of us, listening, paying attention, sending messages to their bosses if we do anything. And right about 30 minutes ago, the DA got 3 emails, or the DA's guy got 3 emails saying, hey, we just lost our very valuable prisoners on a mission. We can't hear them. We can't find them. We don't know what's going on. And the DA's guy is going to the DA saying, sir, that thing that we really needed to not happen, well, yes, it did in fact happen, sir. And the DA is saying, okay, well, I really don't need any of the details on this coming out, so this is when you flip the switch.
Huh.
So, John, would you have any idea why we haven't been reduced to pate?
I don't know. So he kind of like puts out his the map where you guys are supposedly are. So if you look up here, the route they told me to send you guys, at least in terms of the information I'm sending, are...
He's sending decoy information. Okay.
Yeah.
You're a professional, John. I respect that.
Thanks. Yeah.
You're a good man.
But you're going northeast here to the shipping yards, just north of Shanghai. So kind of right outside the city.
Don't do that, John. John.
Yeah?
Could you please have them aim towards the city center? If we are seen exiting the city, our collars explode and we are reduced to pate.
It's kind of not in the parameters of the job. I might not
Let me
get...
rephrase, John. If you don't do that, I'm going to start hurting you very quickly and very severely.
Roll intimidate.
Sure. Actually, I'm lying because I have no martial capacity. So can I please roll the lying skill, which is expression?
You can.
I have absolutely no ability to cause anyone harm under any circumstances.
Go ahead and roll.
I'm quite bad at hurting people. Target's a 3, rolling a d6, got a 4. He does not believe me.
Yeah, he's like, he looks at you and he looks at the others and, you know, you guys really aren't paying me, so, and I don't think you're gonna take me out in this AI hotel.
Why not? We're leaders of the triads, John. John, we kill people. They kill people. I'm not going to kill you.
Saying my name.
Because I want you to feel comforted, John.
Okay.
You're doing the opposite effect, just FYI.
That doesn't sound true at all.
John, you
Yeah.
said you have parameters for your mission.
Mhm.
You're sending us towards the shipping yards right now.
Correct. Yeah.
What's the next step?
That's it. That was.
We hang out in the shipping yards
Yeah.
for the 3 days that you're supposed to cover these signals.
Yeah. I mean, they said I might lose signal, but if I do, my job was finished early anyway.
That's a funny way to phrase that.
Okay. John, what are your rates?
I mean, it's decent. Like, and he kind of speaks about a wealth level 1 for his price.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be hiring you when all this is done, because you really have a handle on this job, and I respect that.
No, you just have a little bribe.
Yeah. I mean, I like to think I'm forward mobility thinking individual.
You have a way with words. I like it.
What we
Well-
talking about?
While all of this is going on, can I be looking up to see how me, actual person, died?
Ooh, how you?
Yeah, died and got put in
yeah.
incarceration.
So you didn't necessarily have to die.
Okay.
By law, your sleeves are not your own, even your birth sleeves. And if you commit a crime and they put you under, your sleeve could be given to someone else. But yeah, it's not like a hard search. You don't have to roll, just kind of getting regular citizens. But after your arrest for whatever you did in the past, yeah, your sleeve is currently being used by someone else.
Fun.
Yeah.
Or possibly sitting in a warehouse.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's pretty much the government's property.
Okay.
So this takes place, what, like 15 years in our future?
About. We're not that far from it. Maybe.
Okay. So we've talked to John at some length, and our job is to infiltrate the Triads. I'm going to find out if there are any, just like checking out the news, are there any areas that the Triads are known to frequent right now? Are there any, like, don't go into this part of towns? Are there any clubs that are Triad clubs?
Yeah, so kind of in your previous role when you were looking up the Triads, a lot of their old haunts are still considered like unsafe due to not really officially the Triad, but more so like Triad-esque or affiliated smaller gangs.
Sure.
Just kind of a little bit towards the city center, especially closer to the government buildings, ironically.
You know, I had an alias that I used when I wanted to maintain contact with outside criminal groups. I might be able to put some feelers out and see if they interact with the Triads in current day after our relationship ended. Mitchell, I'm going to try to send a message to my character's professional contacts.
Yeah.
All right. Was this a person who hired you, or is it another coworker?
This is a group that I contracted to frequently.
Mhm.
We had most of the groups that I contracted to, it was just jobs. These I cultivated a professional network. We shared information to each other's benefit,
Nice.
etc.
All right. So you
They're the ones I took. They're the
Yeah.
ones that I ended up in prison for.
Yeah. Do you want like a physical meeting or just over?
Whatever they're gonna be able to give me the most from.
Okay, cool. So they don't mind meeting in the real because of the kind of the difficulty in cybersecurity right now in Shanghai. Just kind of the real is a little bit more safe at times.
Sure.
But yeah, did you want to meet? Do you want them to meet you at this hotel or at another
Probably
place?
best to do it in the hotel.
Okay. They said they'll be there in about 15.
All right. I have a meeting. Let's see what they can give us.
Yeah. So in about 15 minutes, you see an older woman kind of come in with a like a little stick, smoking a cigarette. As she kind of looks around, and you see on your Oni like, "I'm here."
I wave her over.
And just walk over and plop down, smoking this like cigar. How you doing?
I've been better.
Yeah, me
I've
too.
been worse though. So
Yeah, what's this?
this is the new situation for the immediate future.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd be spun up this early.
Neither did I, but opportunities come along.
Yeah, who's
How's
your
business
friend?
been? Yeah.
And she's like looking at Joe's character, Guanon. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, miss?
Not too bad.
That's a lovely cigarette you have.
Thanks. If you're, I don't know if you do anything later, but I'd like to take this sleeve out for a test drive.
Drink,
Well,
please.
I believe that my evening is free as well.
All right. And she kind of like indicates to the AI, one of your love sweets, please. All right. My man, how can I help you?
Reference any small mammals, you'll understand.
So I have a job.
All right.
What's the Triad up to these days?
Ah. Well, I owe you a little bit, so I can at least give you that information for free. At least what I know.
Me too.
Uh,
Right on me.
So, what is it? The head of the Triad, a while back, he's getting old. But he's able, of course, to get a couple new sleeves, do the whole meth thing, live forever. But his son, I don't know, the little shit, he's been kind of sucking the cock, so to speak, of the government.
You have a beautiful way with words.
Thanks. You'll see tonight. Any case, father, son, disappointment, the old story. Currently, though, I hear that...
Guaranteed moneymaker for us.
For you? How so?
Sons hiring me for their fathers, fathers hiring me for their sons. Sometimes both at once. You took a cut. You slut! Anyway.
Getting heated.
Father hates son. I'm not available for hire at the time, so...
Yeah, so, recently, though, the father has been kind of out of the picture, so to speak. Kind of letting his son take control over the Triad. Ever since the other 3 siblings have got themselves arrested.
Heard about that.
Yeah, unfortunate. Just between you and me, I was having one of them pay me off for some intel. It was nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
So son's taking over. He's in bed with what? The feds, the government.
Yeah, the government.
Right, the government. Cool. So what? Whole operation's going legit.
Yeah, about. The old man isn't too fond of it, but
Private security contracts instead of gangs, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you get it. Like every law enforcement agency probably has a Triad member leading them.
Right. So they went legit. I mean, they have some sort of known meeting grounds now. Fancy office instead of underground warehouse.
Yeah, pretty much the judiciary building in the city center.
Judiciary building.
Yep. Yeah, his name's Mike.
New boss?
No, it's Mike's the name of the Triad, the son, or at
The
least
son.
yeah, that's what he likes to be called.
Got it.
Yeah, he kind of did like a little name change when he went into the public like that.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate the help. Anything else you can give me?
I don't know. You got any money?
I can spare some petty cash.
Yeah.
What are we
Alright.
talking?
And she reaches down into her pants and pulls a very large barrel pistol and sets it on the table. What do you think?
I'll look it over.
All right. Why don't you look it over? I'll leave 3 bullets. You and me. And she looks at Joe's character. You about ready to...
Evening all. I'm gonna join her.
All right. Let's do this. Ugh. Oh, God. I'm getting too old for this.
May God go with you.
Yeah.
He's not invited.
Yeah, and she kind of escorts you to the elevator, and you guys go on up for a night of pleasure / pain.
Well, that's a thing. So I guess now it's just the 3 of us again. Do I have any contact? Like, I don't have any network stuff. But considering my background, do I have any contacts that might be useful?
So if you don't have anything under the networks and contacts, it means you probably weren't around long enough to establish ones that could kind of persist over the years. So you probably knew some people back when, but too much time has gone by, and even trying to contact them is like nothing.
Ugh, that's frustrating. So,
Just to clarify, did we fast forward to the morning, or are they sitting down there awkwardly while I meet an old lady?
That is up to you. If you guys have anything else to do, we'll do that. Otherwise, we can fast forward to the morning.
sure, I got nothing else.
All right.
All right, cool.
Mitchell, did you see my text message?
Oh, snap. No, I
Be a
didn't.
worse gamer and check your phone more.
Yeah, I should stop focusing on your game.
God. In surround sound.
I know, right? Let's see.
For the record, Mitchell, I am going to sleep while staring at John.
With like sleep with your eyes open.
Just asleep in an armchair next to John's bed, making eye contact.
And I am going to drink myself into a stupor.
I respect that.
Hey, listen, this is how I usually used to unwind.
I can't do that because it's metagaming.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So John comes down, not getting much sleep. Just kind of.
I follow him down with my arm around his shoulder. That
Did
is
you
a
guys sleep?
Good hotel room that you got us, John. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. God. Okay.
I'm gonna toss the pythons out the window and head downstairs.
I believe asps are the preferred.
She's old. Be sensitive. God.
Yeah, so you come down maybe a little sore. I don't know how well built your sleeve is.
Me neither. That's a good question.
You do
I mean,
now.
it's not. It's a terrible question, but anyway. Yeah, I'm miserable in the physical department. I'm quite bad at sex. Anyway. Also, my character is not great. He does not have a skill for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, headed back downstairs.
Yeah. You were greeted with breakfast by the AI, who Bowser once again give you guys, fried rice with eggs.
Delicious.
What are you guys doing now? John is, tired.
I'll let you go.
Yeah, the woman has left.
So we have a choice here. We have a location where the Triad operates. And we have a benefactor who may or may not be related to the Triad, and the ability to get a meeting with them. John's providing us cover for another 2 days.
Yeah.
So by the end of that, we either need to be in a position to return to the DA with the information they want, or in a position to have these collars shielded or removed. So, John is not confident in his ability to remove them without killing us. An honesty that I respect and appreciate.
Yeah, man.
So, John, when is this meeting?
I mean, and he kind of goes through his Oni. So I'm supposed to send the details concerning if the signal is lost and the kind of information concerning that. If that's the case, then the meeting can be brought in sooner. Otherwise, 3 days on a nice little cruise. Actually, yeah.
Okay. So the meeting isn't happening soon. Unless you trigger it.
Mm-hmm. Joe.
Yes.
Guanon's the little collar. You feel it start heating up a little bit.
I think they may have set mine to char.
I move to not be sitting next to him.
I'm gonna think non-hair shaped thoughts.
And there's like, you see kind of like these little blinking lights start to kind of on the inside
John?
of the collar.
What's happening to my friend's collar?
Okay. Oh geez. No, it's being primed. Ugh.
That makes sense.
Okay.
What did you do?
Shit.
Well, that old lady got very rough.
Should I stop it or?
I mean, I'd prefer it if you stopped it. Yeah, that'd be great.
Can you stop it without risking detonation?
I'm gonna throw an arm around John's shoulder.
Oh God, I can't. I'm so shit.
Well done.
I'm gonna see how he feels about disarming it.
Yeah, he is like typing away at kind of like this imaginary keyboard in front of him. So something like
I'm gonna wait
this,
very patiently.
something like this is very much based on luck as well as skill. So we are going to roll for him in his kind of data engineering as well as a luck dice.
Let's do it.
Whichever is higher, that is the role we will take, kind of indicating the sway of luck, so to speak.
Mitchell,
Huh?
do I need to make visible gestures when I'm like, if I were like typing up a document or like a message?
Ooh, not really. It's kind of up to you. You might have a more kind of personal link to your Oni that you can do.
Sure.
Yeah. Let me think. All right, so let's first roll the luck die, which I'm gonna say is a D6. And he also has
It was
a
nice knowing you.
D6 in his skill, so he's pretty decent.
That's good.
All right, he got a 2 and a 3, which luckily is spot on. One more higher and it would have exploded. So yeah, he kind of goes, oh God.
See, John, I knew you could do it.
You feel the thing unclasp, but it's still blinking. As he's
Like the collar is off, but it's still going off?
yeah, he's like, oh shit.
I'm gonna. I like John.
I
I'm just gonna
I
throw
will
the collar
take
as
it
far
and
as I can away and
okay.
run the other direction. Yeah, keep the table over behind me. The works.
Yeah. All right. So are you guys all just kind of jumping over this table?
Yeah, we're rapidly moving.
Joe, do you care about human life?
No, not even in passing.
All right.
Like
so,
if it is equally easy both ways, flip a coin.
yeah. Why don't you roll a d4? 1, 2 is good. 3, 4 is bad for everyone else.
Yeah,
I am
that's
going
good.
to say that in canon, I am still holding my bowl of fried rice and eating while I take cover.
Yeah, you chair falls over and you're just like,
Oh yeah, I got a 3. You said 3 was bad, right?
yeah, for
Cool.
other people.
Why did I roll? Just do the bad for other people thing.
Just always do that.
I'm joking, mostly. But yeah, anyway, I got a 3.
So yeah, you guys kind of roll over quick. Probably one of you guys grabs John kind of behind the table, and there is a small explosion, like a small frag grenade.
Nope.
And kind of some of the rubble flies up in the air, and a singular hand, no longer attached to the body, kind of flops down in the fried rice bowl of Spence's character.
Damn it.
All right, so we're leaving.
It's gross.
John's like, oh my god.
Get up, John.
Mitchell, that thing that I had arranged, I'm canceling now.
Okay. You're like, whoop, all right. Got
I'm
it.
gonna lead John out of the building and gesture for the two of you to follow.
I'm going to disappear to the bathroom for between 15 and 30 seconds.
That's fair.
I mean, he's technically free to go now. He's not attached to this anymore.
Oh. John was hired to watch us, and he had the ability to find us, so his employer is going to be able to find Joe. So
Going on.
we're not quite clear.
Oh, well.
That was good work, John.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I really, there was a couple of code I really thought was something else, but hey, I guess it worked out in the end.
All right,
You
so
live and you learn.
do you think that you can do that 2 more times without setting it off? Or is it still a gamble?
I think it's always a gamble, but I can do it if you
Okay.
want.
Always a gamble. No.
Okay.
Okay, so here's where my mind is right now. Is Triad has a leader who's not going to be inclined to look well upon us. But from what I understand, our reputations have survived to this day. We remain fairly popular both within the Triad and in public. They're operating in a pretty public building, middle of the city. If we sneak around, if we do this quietly, Triad Boss has the opportunity to take us out and prevent our return and us threatening his leadership. Us being stealthy is going to be what he wants us to do. We do something loud and public at the Judiciary Building to make sure that his people all see us, all recognize us before he's able to contain anything or sell his story over ours.
Well, I mean,
Then he's in a bit of a bind.
we could bring cameras.
Sure.
Oh no, I think you misunderstand what I mean. I was thinking about getting in touch with my booking agent and arranging a documentary about the Triads going legit.
Ooh.
We could bring
Ah.
cameras.
You have some interesting connections.
I like it.
That's good.
All right, then. Well,
Mitchell, I'm going to call my booking agent under my not assumed name.
Mm-hmm.
This is, just exactly what it sounds like. Booking agent. Where's number 21?
Booking agent is definitely code.
A very a young feminine voice answers from the other side. Hello?
Hello. I am calling about an appointment I have for this afternoon.
Oh, all right. What's the engagement?
We're supposed to be at the Judiciary Building filming. It's the B-roll for the documentary. Surely,
Okay.
Marv. Yeah, this is the one that Marv's heading.
Oh, Yeah, Marv. Sorry. Yeah, I just got my coffee. What's the project on? How many people do we need to send?
Yeah, bore someone else with your stupid fucking questions, kid. How about you do your job?
Sorry. Yeah, I got it. Judiciary building. In what time was it again?
Figure your life out. If it's not there before my latte is here in the next 30 minutes, then you're gonna find a new job, and I'm gonna find someone else to be abusive to over the phone. Sound good?
Yeah. So the latte come. I bring
Click.
the latte.
Damn, I want to slap you right now.
No, me too, man. It feels I'm just wearing oil for skin. It's awful.
All right. What are you guys doing now?
We'll wait for my damn latte. No, I'm just.
Head to Center City, I guess.
All right, you guys head to the Judiciary building. John informs you that your others have reached the shipping yard. Just as you guys kind of get to the Judiciary building.
I hear my collar nervously.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not going to be obvious about it, but there is going to be a certain amount of physical distance between me and the collared folk.
Yeah, that's fair. So this...
I do want to note that Sung Yoon, or whatever the hell my name is particularly nonplussed and very nonchalant about the whole collar thing. Like, does not care at all.
Me neither, at this point. I seem largely indifferent to the fact that they're wearing collars.
So yeah, the Judiciary building is really nice. It's kind of part of the architecture of the Bund, which was Western in origin, so it very much looks almost like a European style Judiciary building. But surrounding it are very tall glass buildings with ads running. It definitely stands out like a sore thumb. Some people are outside kind of protesting, specifically kind of about the how the lower end is treated. But it doesn't look like they're really doing much, and if you kind of meet them eye to eye, they look very much disenchanted. But hey, it's revolting.
Is the camera equipment here yet, or is that still?
Yeah, so the minute you guys kind of arrive on scene, you see a van, a white van, as well as a very nervous looking woman next to it who has like this tray with 4 different coffee like drinks. As
I'm
she's
going to
looking
pass
around.
her toward the crowd and just hold my hand out as I move past her.
She puts like the whole tray in your hand.
I'll take the tray. That's like, that's an excellent response. And I'm only in character pretending to be important, so well, kind of pretending. Anyway, yeah, so I'll just take the tray and walk towards the crowd.
All right. So kind of
him.
yeah, out of the van comes like an older man who has this suitcase, and he quickly like as this woman who just gave you this tray kind of like shoos him to be quick about it. He takes out this ball that starts floating, very much like a camera, and starts following you along with it. He looks like he's kind of like engaging it with his Oni.
Piloting it, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he kind of
I'm
looks
gonna
to
take
you
the
and
tray.
says,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, he's like,
I'm gonna walk up to the crowd and just start passing the drinks off the tray out to the first 4 people I see.
man, one's like, oh man, who?
Hey everyone, I'm sorry we couldn't bring more. We didn't know how many of you were gonna be here. My assistant's a fucking dick. I'm really sorry.
Your sister's
Can I
in the
keep
back
an
there.
eye out while this is all going on for any possible threats?
Oh yeah,
I'd prefer if you did, for the record. That'd be great if you do.
I'm making it known before any stupid shit happens.
yeah. I mean, so there are
It's too late for that.
the protectorate are definitely here. You see their telltale kind of like 6 light ups for their helmets, kind of at the entryway for the Judiciary building. But other than that, security is pretty lax here.
Okay.
The crowd very much is thankful to Joe's character as they kind of like ask you, who are you?
I'm Gua. I think it's Gua. It's right. That is Gua, right? Make sure
Yeah,
I'm pronouncing
Gua.
it correctly. Gua. Yeah, I'm Gua.
And like the crowd goes silent.
Listen, everyone. I understand that in the days since the triads and the government settled their differences, you've no longer had someone to take your grievances. You've no longer had someone who will listen to you. You've no longer had the representation you need, and your voice is being heard. And we're going to fix that today. And you know how we're going to do that?
How?
My assistant right here, she's going to tell you every detail of our 22-step plan to make sure you have your voices heard. Isn't that right?
Yes.
While she's stuttering, I'm going to walk up towards the guards.
Yeah, and like the crowd moves over to her, and she's like, "Wait."
As we walk by, I'm gonna whisper.
Go ahead.
As we walk by, I'm gonna whisper to her. Think of the 22 best things that you would like in your job, and just say it.
To quit.
First of all, I want you to murder that guy. Send the mob back my way.
Yeah, anyway, I'm going to make my way up to the guards.
Mhm.
Is the camera still with me, or did it stay with the crowd?
It's with you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the protectorate, like, you can't really see their faces, but they're looking at you.
Just walk up and kind of give them the generic, like, oh, afternoon, gentlemen, how are you?
Hello, citizen. How can we help you?
Well, I don't imagine. You're all, I assume, far too busy to be lugging stuff around. Don't you have people for that?
What are you lugging?
All of our equipment for setup. We have our footage. We roll today. I know for a fact the message got sent from our offices, so I don't know why our whether Foley, not Foley, the grunts, gophers. There we go. Where are my gophers?
And they kind of look to each other, and as they do, the door opens up, and you see a tall, very handsome Asian man come out, wearing a wonderful suit. As he kind of places a hand on the protectorate's shoulders. Yeah, my office forgot to send it to you, but these three individuals are the cameraman, with me. And I say, yes, sir. And you guys are led inside. On a note, are you guys taking John with you, or letting him tag along?
Oh, yes. I'm shadowing him, and John has not left my side.
Do you still have, like, your arm around his shoulder?
Occasionally. Sometimes my hand is just on between his shoulders, leading him.
Yeah. He's just like, oh, God.
We're just picking up hostages as the storyline continues.
Some
Vince,
more.
you gotta find your own hostage. Then we've got a 6-person party and we're unstoppable.
Don't tell my character what to do.
I didn't. I told you what to do. Anyway.
So you guys are led into this extravagant office that kind of looks out to the river. It's almost as if the judiciary branch paid to have a hole in a skyscraper. It looks very artistic, but it allows the judiciary ability to kind of see past it to the water. And the individual sits down, motions for you guys to sit down as well.
I remain standing.
It would be like that, huh?
But I lead John into a chair.
Yeah, he sits down.
I'll sit in the chair.
Sit happily.
And the cameraman is just kind of like...
Are we good? Excellent. So, if you wouldn't mind, sir, just for the camera, if you would please state your name. Or whatever, of course, whatever name you'd prefer to be seen on footage with.
First I ask that the camera is turned off.
Absolutely.
And the cameraman goes like... and he turns to John, at the docks, right? That's what you've been feeding me? And John nods. Okay.
Exactly what we didn't want.
What are you talking about? I worked really hard to get us this meeting.
So, you three. Here we are, once again, Welcome back.
Good to be back.
Yeah. So what's the plan?
Well, I had some thoughts on that front, and I was hoping I could bounce them off you.
All right.
So I guess there are a couple of things that we have to think about when we are re-infiltrating or rejoining the Triads. The first, of course, is that they seem to have gone legit lately, which means that if we start infiltrating the Triads start coming to your office and asking questions, which means I needed to verify for us that if someone came to your office making a stir, people would react without a way that causes our necks to stop being necks. Good news is, so far, they don't seem to know what's going on. We haven't had any mysterious hit squads, which I'm kind of surprised by. But I am noting that there's a pretty severe lack of information about the parts of the cartel that don't like you, or the parts of the Triad that don't like you. So, if we go around asking a bunch of people if they're involved in the plot to kill you, there are two possibilities. They kill us for knowing about the plot, or they kill us because they work for you and they think we're involved in the plot to kill you. So I figured I would come to you first and ask you for who you think is most likely to want you dead. However, based on the fact that you put explosive collars on our neck, I felt that we needed to make an impression first.
That's fair. I see you've thought a lot about this. Sadly, this is really the conclusion of your story. The news will read that you tried to attack me, and unfortunately, your collars all went off. Isn't that right, John? And John's like,
So we could do that. Or
That pistol they handed me is now buried at the back of John's neck, by the by.
yeah, John's like,
we work this out like gentlemen.
I mean, I'm not partial.
a deal has already been worked out. The job, John, was for you to send them that way and for you to destroy their collars, thus destroying them. They should not be here, John. You have failed in your task, and I will make sure that you are associated with these three individuals and you will share the same fate as them unless you are able to complete your task right here and now.
I get up and I lean real close to him. Or I could say my code word right now and take you out with us.
It doesn't work.
Why not?
I'm backed up. You kill me, I'm just spinning back up. You, on the other hand, will be real death.
Yeah, don't really care about that.
I don't really care about this sleeve.
So just for
Okay. So
anyway, what I was about to say, Mr. District Attorney.
Mm-hmm.
See, the issue with killing us right here and now, you get away with it, obviously. We don't exist in any way that really counts. We would be dead, and your problem, of course, would be solved. With us dead, the plot to kill you would be over. The individuals infiltrating, of course, would have succeeded, and you'll be completely safe. And we will have found and prevented the danger to you because we'll be dead. And everything will be great for you.
There is no plot.
Then
There's no
why
plot.
the fuck would you get us? Like,
To real
because
death
he
you.
needs
That
for the
is
attack to have happened.
the whole purpose of this is for you to die.
oh, so you actually think we're the people that you supposedly resurrected. Got it.
So just
What?
if I can ask a question before the bombing thing happens.
Yeah.
Weren't there better people to frame for trying to kill you?
Maybe, but this seemed the logical choice.
Why? For what reason? What's logical about three randos
What do you
being
mean
used to try and kill you?
3 randos?
You know what I mean
Hi.
by 3 randos. Don't be silly.
My name is Ethan Rubshaw. Nice to meet you. You may have heard of me. About 10 years ago, I was a PI that worked a lot with the local constabulary.
I assure you, if you're a PI, I don't know you.
You may not know me by whatever, personally.
Or name, or whatever.
Ugh, you're one of those. Anyway.
Better, yes. Sorry, Feng Sheng, Song Yu, Guao An, right?
No,
I have no fucking clue who that person
you
is.
need to fire your entire team.
Okay.
But here's the deal. When someone gets woken up and told, this is before you were supposed to wake up, but seeing as how you are very important people, we're going to let you off on this mission. We're going to agree to be called whatever names let us walk out of a door. So, here's the thing. Is you don't really matter right now. Like you said, if you get killed, nothing happens. But you're not going to kill us. The question right now, and I twitch the hand that's holding the gun a little. The question is what John is going to do. Because John has been spending some time with us. John, right here, has a nice, bright future ahead of him. If he plays his cards right, hangs out with the right people, pays attention to some career professionals. I think John is smart enough to know that he doesn't do a job for someone who wants him set up dead, especially when the people he's blowing up are sitting next to him. So, John, what's your move, buddy?
I'd rather not die.
There we go. That's the kind of clear-headed thinking that I like to see, John. So,
Oh, if you wanted to purge the triad, just purge them, man. Why are you doing the long way?
It's not about purging the triad. It's just about killing those 3.
Us 3?
Okay. No,
Randos?
the three assumed identities that they gave us.
Hmm.
Because clearly you are not a criminal mastermind. You have access to a booking agent.
There are no criminal celebrities, that's true.
All right.
So if you just wanted to kill the 3 people you thought we were.
Yes.
Okay,
So
well,
you woke us up and put us in bodies?
With your stacks, yes.
someone forged your damn system.
Right, but couldn't you have just used like a magnet?
We could have, but then there's the whole paperwork. The whole thing was supposed to be you 3 disobeying the rules, and thus we would be within our legal right to destroy you.
Gotcha.
Oh.
That makes so much more sense now.
So I guess the question that really matters is who woke us up instead of the 3 people you wanted to wake up?
It's a good question.
You have access to files. Why don't you look up my personage, since I'm the one who gave my name, and see where I supposedly am?
That could take a while.
You're the DA.
Yeah, but
I feel like we should get back to John.
John,
John's the only one with decision-making power right now. John, how are
Yeah?
you feeling, John?
You got your gun on my stack. It kind of feels weird.
That's right. Just gonna sit tight right now?
I could try to release you.
Sit on that thought.
Okay. I'm sitting.
Okay. District Attorney.
my hypothesis here is that someone switched our identities, and the real people whose namesakes we supposedly are have taken our identities and are living as us right now.
See, my hypothesis from the beginning is that they were never in custody. They were taken without casualties.
I assume that was on a reality.
Oh,
shit.
sweetie.
No.
What makes you think no? We've got the DA. There's a camera.
Yeah, that you
There's
called.
mistaken identity.
Okay, that's possible. Anyway, the three leaders were taken in the heart of their power with virtually no violence in a move that was largely unpopular both in the city at large and in the Triad. Very clearly, they found three patsies, possibly us, had them taken and then disappeared in the background to live lives of flagrant and exuberant wealth. No, they've never been in the system.
All right.
So,
Oh God.
so Mr. District Attorney,
Can we call you District?
Yeah, sure.
okay, District. Very clearly, this has not gone how you want it to, and I could understand in frustration. Murdering a couple of nobodies might feel good right now, but right now, what you have is a situation that you have been struggling with because you are forced to operate inside of the bounds of the law. Clearly, you don't necessarily feel all that bound by its spirit, but the actual rules and regulations, they've been a bit of a fetter. Well, here you have three people who don't exist.
I'm quite famous.
You have two people who don't exist, and one person who's quite famous.
A problem that needs solving. And to put my cards on the table, three people who very much do not want to die. Seems like there's an arrangement that
John,
can be
how do you
made
feel?
here. Do you want to die, John?
Nope.
4 people.
4 people who
Actually,
don't want to die.
No.
cameraman, how are you feeling back there? Cameraman doesn't want to die either. We've got 5 folks that don't want to die.
4, but that's fine.
4 then. You can.
Fair
I guess
enough.
you can blow that person up. They seem pretty particular.
Work on your issues, maybe, but in your own time. Okay, so
Do you secretly have a backup? Is this all right? I get it. I get the joke.
no, this isn't.
It's really not.
Okay. Whatever,
yeah, anyway.
whatever lets him function.
Sure,
Fine.
whatever.
So, District.
All right.
Let's play make a deal.
You're not helping with the whole.
Let's make a deal.
Anyway,
Let's make a deal. So, you want the Triad to go down? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Bringing the Triad down. That's what you're bringing. We want, let's see, not dead, and to guarantee that when this job is over, we walk out and I never see you again, and you never see me again, and someone doesn't knock on my door in the middle of the night and say, Mr. Attorney is upset.
That can be arranged.
Okay. We have demands? That's
I'm gonna Google my own name, my real name, and find out if I've still been active as an actor since I went under.
So currently your
Because I may need to derail the plot for a minute. We may have an assassination to actually do.
your body, since you were a famous celebrity, your body is currently in a museum where people will wear it as a sleeve for kind of recreations of some of your most famous performances. I mean, people know it's not you, but you know, it's still part
Get
of the...
impersonators.
Yeah,
That's one of the most horrifying things I've ever heard.
Yeah. It's like the impersonator,
Christ.
but you get a little bit more for bang for your buck.
This is definitely our world in 20 years.
The fact that every person doesn't have like incendiary devices subdermally implanted is surprising. Like, fuck you, that's my body. Anyway, back into it. Okay, well, at least no one's been pretending. Well, no, they've been.
They know it's not
Works
you.
for you, District.
I want you to find the location of the head of the triad.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know that. That's all really we need.
Okay. That's all you need. The collars come off, obviously.
The collars will come off.
The collars come off now. Or before this begins.
All right. And he kind of...
For the record, when the plan isn't to murder us, the collars are a bad idea. Just.
Okay.
After a few seconds, the collars just kind of unclasp.
Oh, thank God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. It's okay. I'm cool. I'm cool. Oh.
Everyone feel better now.
Yes. Oh, so much. All right. Okay, I can drop the whole. Oh, this has been so stressful. Oh. All right. Okay, I can
Sorry.
breathe again.
That's not in character.
So the collars have come off. You need his location, and once we deliver the location, we leave and go back to our lives, and it's as if none of this ever happened.
Correct.
Take one of the collars with us.
By all means.
For the record, I think it's an amazing way to execute a triad leader, and I have some ideas.
For appearances, though, we're going to have to kick you out.
Sure.
Right. By all means, I put the gun away. Get the left side of my face. I cannot be kicked out of a building without being visibly injured.
Okay.
And just
I punch him in the left side of the face.
that's
It
fair.
feels good.
Aim for my assistant when you throw me. I need somewhere soft.
All right, and the protectorate kind of come back in and like pick you guys up, and the camera guy is like, as someone just grabs him and throws him out. Strangely, when they do toss Joe's character out, the assistant is facing away from him, like talking. So he's finally gotten these people to kind of settle down and like take notes and everything. And so you come
There's going
flying.
to be a socialist revolution happening in the background.
You come flying out of the building and you smack right into her back, and she hits the ground for a very soft fall for you. The other two are just kind of asked to leave.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank you so much. I want to say it's an M name.
Oh God, it hurts. What? Oh.
Okay, yeah. Oh, thank you so much, O.
No, it's not my name.
I help her up. Okay, hey, hang on. Put this in your nose. There you go. It's not broken.
Okay.
So there's that.
Did you need anything else? Sir?
Oh, you're. No, I thought I gave you the day off.
You can take the rest of the day.
She starts crying and she like walks away, and some of the crowd members start to follow her.
Hey,
Could've swore.
that woman is a hero. Somebody buy her a drink.
Could've swore. We all lose track of time. Anyway, onward to. We don't have a destination. We've got some investigating to do.
Yeah.
Where did my assistant go?
Leave that poor woman alone.
Did I give her the day off? That doesn't sound
You
like me.
dick.
Does not
It's
sound
been
like
a strange day.
That's fair. We all have our moments.
Okay.
It's like
I need a
bad
drink.
I need a drink.
All right,
Well-
John, lead us to the nearest bar that you can get
How
us
about
free
we
drinks
let
at.
John go too?
That doesn't sound like me.
Well, it sounds like me. John, go home.
John? John,
Don't you fucking do anything with that gun.
do you want to go? John?
You know what?
Look at me, John.
It wouldn't be so bad to tag along with you guys. You know, just see how things turn out. I'm kind of invested in the
God.
story now.
That's my man.
Yeah.
Good man,
All
John.
right.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
you're off the books now, right? Your engagement is done?
Yeah.
Okay. What does it cost to put you on retainer?
And he like says kind of like a wealth one amount.
Done. You work
Oh.
for me now, John.
All right, sir. Yeah. What do you want me to do?
Find me a bar that you can get me free drinks at.
Okay. We can go back to the AI hotel.
We did blow that up. Are they going to hold that against
we
us?
threw up one. It's a small
There was a hand.
grenade.
Is that going to be a problem, John?
Maybe 30% chance.
I'll take those odds.
All right.
It's been a
cool.
bad day.
Let's do this. It'll kind of lead you guys back to the hotel. The AI comes back and like it looks like no explosion has occurred whatsoever. Everything is in perfect tip-top shape.
Good business.
Quick. In the AI has drinks waiting all three of you or for you.
Great.
There we go.
I want a cat.
You have a cat.
That's a nice looking cat.
While we're
But-
sitting here, Mitchell,
Uh-huh.
do we know who is ostensibly in charge of the cartel?
the triad,
Or triad,
it is. It's
Zhou
kind
Yu.
of yeah,
Zhou Yu.
yeah. Zhou Yu right now, the
the
son,
name.
but some people also
Oh, that's the
theorize,
son of them.
yeah, that it is the your former father.
Gotcha. Okay.
But why don't each of you
Um,
guys give me a read person?
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna
I'd
roll
rather
a
not.
die. We're gonna roll a die, Totoro.
Damn.
The difficulty is
Oh.
just your little right above it that number.
Yeah.
Hot damn. 2. So
Ooh,
1
nice.
degree of success.
Nice.
I rolled the wrong die. There we go. I have a 4 difficulty and I rolled a 4.
All right. How about
I
you,
have a
Joe?
3 and I threw an 8.
Oh.
All right.
I have a 3.
I'm busy looking for my assistant.
Why? Were you trying to get her on a date?
What? That was an interesting direction for that to go.
You are
Also, no.
obsessed with this assistant and leave that poor child alone.
So
Oh.
Jacob, particularly your character, as you're looking around, you notice that several of the tenants drinking, a lot of them are heavily armed. Surprisingly amount of people in this hotel right now, which stands to be about 5 in this little bar area, are surprisingly armed.
Pardon me.
Hey, John.
Yeah?
I've been asleep for a while.
Yeah.
Are guns hackable now?
It really depends. Some people
Okay.
on their ownies kind of have a little targeting thing that helps them, but really that's a
Okay.
bitch move.
So, go ahead and lean back, all relaxed like, and of the 15 guns that are all surrounding us,
Uh-huh.
think about what percentage of those do you think you could turn off?
He kind of
Or
looks
overcharge.
to his oni.
Or do mean things to that keep bullet holes out of us?
Yeah, sadly none of them.
None of them.
yeah.
Okay.
I want to see if I can do like a facial recognition on any of them.
Mm-hmm.
How about hotel security systems, John?
Oh.
Go ahead and do that.
Yeah, so you can roll for facial recognition. You can do data engineering.
Oh shit. All right, so I have to beat a 4 and I'm rolling a d12.
Fingers crossed.
2.
Yeah.
So kind of looking at them and running a quick search over the Oni feed, you realize that all of them are hitters for the Triad.
Oh, hey.
All of them have pretty extended rap sheets.
So all of these fun friends are associated.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So John, what kind of security system does this hotel have?
Does it have patron protection?
Well, the AI has a gun behind the bar. She also has an armory.
Could you make one of the AI waiter things like make just an absolute like screaming racket chaos somewhere in a distant corner? Like as though they were being really brutally murdered.
Yeah, sure. And he goes to his Oni and starts kind of typing away on something. And then, like, next to you guys, the beautiful, a beautiful woman appears sitting on a chair, and she leans forward. John, I have allowed you to think you can mess with my systems. I would like you to stop trying. This is getting very much annoying. And John,
God
like,
damn it, John.
looks at her like,
I'm gonna look at her. Excuse me, miss, would you mind making an absolutely atrocious noise somewhere else in this building?
for what reason?
Well, the problem is that if you don't, I'm really worried that all these fine folks around us are gonna get kind of itchy and twitchy and cause you to have to do more
Violent.
cleaning. And it just, that seems unnecessary when we could fix it with just like a loud noise and a grandiose speech.
Well, as enticing as that is, I think I would very much prefer an even fight.
An
How
even
about
fight.
not a fight at all?
No, I'm a fan of an even fight.
What does an even fight look like to you? Because right now I'll take an even fight.
3v3 with the appropriate weapons on either side. We let fate and the truth of man dictate who should be alive.
That seems totally fair. John, you want to go first?
Well, she said 3v3 so that John could be left out of it.
No. John's going to take part.
Oh, so you're going to be the coward that doesn't?
That's correct.
How about a 2v2 battle since we have one innocent and one fucking coward?
That's me. I was the coward.
She looks over at Jacob. You seem more at home with violence. What do you think the term should be dictated at?
Or
I
hell,
look at,
I'll just fight one of them. It's fine.
I look at. Do you want to be in this?
You're looking at John?
I'm looking at Spence.
Oh. I mean, punching you was really satisfying, and I forgot how much I enjoyed it. So, sure.
2v2.
All right.
All right. What's your choice of weapon?
Bare knuckles.
And
Bare
you-
knuckles.
Excellent. All right, then I will inform them, and we shall get this started appropriately. Now, gentlemen, I would like you to understand that there will be no real death involved, and I will take every stack that is defeated.
Sure.
Understood.
Excellent. And she looks at Joe's character and John. And for those spectating, you can, of course, make your bids at the bar. I will inform them. Please make yourself ready.
Great. I wrap my knuckles.
So in this very like awkward, like she appears next to one of the individuals, and like they all start pulling out their guns when these two like giant guns come from the roof and aim at them. Which several of them immediately put their guns away, and two of them get up. Two kind of very large men who look very much alike, almost like twins. With tattoos upon their face, and they head over to the battle chamber, which is a circular glass hall.
Okay.
Roger that.
You guys approach as well. I assume taking up some fighting stances.
My strategy is going to be faster, and really try to use my perception to avoid blows and just tire him out so that I can then punch him in the stack.
I look utterly relaxed.
All right, Joe, what are you doing?
I look extremely stressed, and I'm currently attempting to chat up the other triad hitters that are in the room.
Yeah, one of them like who seems kind of like the opposing faction, like he's the you in that group.
Sure.
He kind of...
there's someone who's like distinctly trying to face for them. I'll just buy him a drink and sit down at his table.
Yeah. He's like, come on, man. Are you putting
Hey,
money?
Huh?
Are you putting money on one of them?
I was thinking about it. I don't know. I'm. How good are your guys? Tell me the truth.
They're pretty good. I'm pretty sure the kid's gonna die. Your other friend.
No, that kid has some pretty remarkable like body modifications. So
yeah.
yeah.
I guess we'll find.
I'll give you. You know what? I'm a generous guy. I'll give you even odds on both fights.
All right, I like it. I'll up that ante. Also, next drink's on me.
Hey, John.
Yeah?
Do you want a drink?
Oh, yeah. I keep thinking I have a gun pointed at me, but I guess I'm okay.
I don't do guns, John.
Yeah.
I'm not the guns guy.
I know. He's in there. He's
the guns guy.
This might actually have been too mean.
I didn't sleep well. It's just been it's been a crazy night. Thanks for okay. Yeah, a drink would be great. Two of your most acidic alcohol things, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Good drinker.
Perfect.
Let's do this.
2 acids, please.
Why are the walls bleeding?
So yeah, you guys in the fighting arena notice the kind of nano swarms move to create this peaceful shrine around you guys. It's very picturesque of a martial arts movie. With
Sweet.
Several like cherry blossoms continuously falling from the ceiling. The two individuals kind of stretch and get into fighting position, and we are going to go into combat.
Can I
All right.
request that the AI give me specialized outfit?
Mhm.
Okay, so I want to have a binder across my chest, like a wound binder, and then long red gaucho pants with flames coming up it. I look like Urza from Fairy Tale.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right, so how combat works is you roll your perception for initiative, the first number there, 4d6s. Every round you bid your d6s. 1d6 will allow you to do a simple action, 2d6s will be a standard action, 3d6s are a complex action. And the kind of like the summation of the number is when you go. Lowest goes fastest.
So we take the first number in our perception column.
Correct.
We roll that number of d6s, and then
Okay.
the d6 that we use, the number on it determines when we go for that action. Is that correct?
Yeah, and
Okay.
we won't re-roll until everyone has used all their d6s.
Got it.
Yeah, so it's
That's
almost like
that's a neat
Shadowrun.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna give more people, some people, more actions.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
What?
we're gonna get to find out the lethality as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get 4 different colored dice. There we go. Kitty! I give you my cat to hold on to while we do this.
Meow.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Yeah, this is Moose.
Hey,
you can tell
Moose.
because he's too long.
Okay, so I've rolled my 4 die.
All right, I've rolled 3. So now you state your
I rolled my
intention.
2.
I mean, both of my intentions are to, one of them is going to go after each of you and just do a punch in the gut or the face. What are your intentions?
My intention is to go up to him and then faint after seeing which side looks like it's going to be moving toward me.
All right.
My intent.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
With the intention of probably trying to get him in the kidney if I can.
All right.
My intention is of just relaxed, casually walking forward and punching whoever is going after Spence in the face.
All right.
Filing.
All right, so you bid how many dice that you want, depending on the actions you take. Like a simple action is usually like a movement. Standard action is like a is hitting. So a complex action, which is most likely what you described, which is going up to someone and attacking them, would be 3 dice.
Okay. I will bid
Okay.
3 dice.
I will bid 1 die to move up to the person that she is fighting, that they are fighting.
All right. And I am going to bid all 3. So my initiative, because when you bid multiple ones, you add them all together, is 8. So I'm going on an 8. What are you guys going on?
I have a 15.
All right.
2.
All right, Jacob, you go first. You move forward, running towards the opponents. And so you only bidded the 1 die.
Correct.
So that's it.
That is my entire action.
And Spence, you're next.
Okay, so what do I do at this point?
So you spent 2 to go up.
I spent 3
Okay, to go up and to do damage, or
to go up, faint, and do damage.
All right, cool. So go ahead and roll your brawl.
Okay, brawl is... Okay, so I'm rolling the D12 I have for brawl.
Mhm.
Okay. 1 or a 2, 1 or a 2, 1 or a 2. Yeah! Fucking 2.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, you beat my degrees of success by, oh geez. So I got only 2 degrees of success. What'd you get?
I exactly got my success.
2.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually,
I am not strong, I am fast.
Yeah. So I won that engagement actually
Yeah.
because I have more degrees of success.
Okay.
And I won it by I only had 2 degrees of success. You had 1 success. So you knock one of my successes off. So I only get 1 success. So I do only 2 damage.
Okay. And that is against my stack points?
No.
Or-
So first you go into your what is it? Not
First,
that-
it's I think
Damage
health points,
threshold.
and then it. First damage threshold.
Yeah, first damage threshold, and then after that you're going into
Okay.
health points.
All right.
Got it.
So
All right, that's your turn. You go up and you try to feint, but the guy squarely just punches you right in the gullet.
now I have 1 more die that I did not use.
Yeah, you hold that until the next pass. So now it is my guys' turn. They're spending all 3 of their dice to beat up on Spence's character.
Sure.
So the first one, So you can go ahead and roll Brawl, Spence.
Okay. I have a failure of 2.
All right,
Like,
so
failure by 2 degrees.
Yeah, my degrees of success is 3. So you failed by 3. So that is a total of 6. So 6 times my strength. You take 12 damage.
Okay, so my damage threshold is gone. And then I have 4 over that. Where is my health?
It's right below your damage threshold, kind of right above injuries.
Okay, so then
Just to clarify, his damage threshold once, like...
Yeah,
that's
once it's...
basically its own health track. It's
yeah,
not per
yeah.
hit.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like fatigue.
I was
When
just verifying because otherwise it seemed like damage was impossible to do consistently.
Yeah. Health
No,
points
yeah,
is
okay.
where your stack becomes in danger.
Yeah,
While
okay,
damage
gotcha.
threshold is something like after this combat, you easily recover it. It's
Yeah, it's like the Star Wars D20 style of fatigue and health.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they Jacob, you see Spence's character go, and they just kind of, between the two of them, like one of them grabs him, punches her in the stomach, and the other like just knees her right in the face, blood pouring. And so now we go back to the other pass. They can't do anything because they've spent all of their dice. What are your guys' intentions?
so I have 1 left.
Mhm.
So I want to slide under their legs,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be like the only thing I can do.
Yep. All right. How about you, Jacob?
Punch in the face.
All right. Okay, so go ahead and bid your dice and let me know what your XP or initiative is.
I'm on a 2.
3 for me.
All right, Jacob, you're first.
All right. Rolling Brawl, which is D8. Whoops. 1.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a crit. Okay, cool. So how many degrees of success did you get?
That is 3 degrees of success.
All right, and I got 1 degree of failure, so total of 4. So you take that 4, you times it by that first number on strength.
Okay, so that's going to be 12, and then because I have a robot hand,
Mhm.
I'm going to add plus 1d6 plus my strength.
Woo.
That's another 6, so that is 18.
All right, let's
You fucking power fists through the guy's skull.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, describe, because he is gone.
Frickin' Sparks, Nevada.
So I have been very relaxed. I've been very relaxed walking into this fight. While being relaxed, the robot hand has been very slowly fist clenching, arm tensing. And as I'm standing there, not in a fighting style, not in any way concerned,
Mhm.
the arm essentially on its own moves to be without any resistance or hesitation in the place where that guy's skull previously occupied.
Yeah, and like the blood shoots out, and some of like in a very picturesque way, the cherry blossoms flow with the blood as it splatters on the side of the glass wall. And you guys can't hear it because the walls are very much soundproof. But Joe, the guy next to you, is like, "Oh God, that is awesome! Can we see a replay of that?" And
Bring it back up.
yeah, and there's like a video shows of it zoomed in on that fist going through the skull, and some of like the other triad members, some of them are like clapping, and a couple of other people have kind of come in by now, and like a little bit more bets are being placed during
I'm
this
gonna call
engagement.
for just basically nonstop shots for the
Yeah.
table with John, the triad guy, and myself.
Yeah.
And while John and triad guy, I'll go to take the shot, and while they're taking theirs, I am attempting to surreptitiously not drink all of mine, get rid of some of mine as I'm going.
Yeah.
The
You
goal
can,
is to get them drunk without me joining them.
yeah, are you just pouring it in John's drink?
No, you're doing the beer bottle thing, right?
Well, that
Where
doesn't
you
work with
spit it back.
shots.
You do a shot and then you do a chaser of your bottle and spit it back in the bottle.
That's
Amateur's
sacrilege.
chase.
But yeah, I get it. Why don't you go ahead and what would you say this would be? Maybe expression.
I think it's a
It's
stealth.
Well, it's a lie, right? It's an
Yeah.
attempt to deceive them.
Yeah.
And I thought there was a skill for lying. I don't remember what the skill is, but I thought there was.
Yeah, I thought the expression was.
I hope so, because I have a great die for expression. Let me.
Yeah.
I'll look to make sure. I don't want to
Yeah,
use my best tools.
I'm pretty sure that is because I don't see anything else. Empathy is kind of the charisma stat in this. Definitely associated with your stack.
Yep, you are correct. It is expression. The ability to convey a desired emotion or message as innocuous as acting, seduction, or entertaining, or as nefarious as lying or conning your target.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
Very much what I'm trying to do here. All right, D6. 1, baby.
Ooh,
So 3
yeah,
degrees of
yeah.
success.
You can even like pour some of your shots into other people's drink. Like
Yeah,
they're intoxicated by
Money it.
yeah, whatever you're doing, and then the
My
replay.
end goal of this shot routine is to get cartel guy, or god damn it, triad guy to pass out at the table.
Yeah, I should have just named
Like
them
that is my
Cartel.
aspiration here.
All right, yeah, they're well on their way.
Excellent.
All right, so
Now back to your regularly scheduled murder.
yeah, Spence, why don't you roll athletics to see if you can kind of slip under and get away?
Oh God. I was hoping you would go for stealth instead, but shit. Okay, so that is a 2, and
All
my thing
right.
is a 2. So yeah.
All right,
I
you were
love your
successful. So
D12.
you can kind of you roll right under the leg, rolling off to the side. So now it's just those two. Who
I
are
am splattered
currently-
in gore though.
Yeah, like it is bad. Does anyone have any more dice?
No.
All right, so re-roll your combat dice. And I'm gonna
Ooh.
say, like, my guy intends to now that he's seen what Jacob can do, he's definitely just gonna try to choke him out. Ooh, but I did not roll very well.
Or play.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put out my dice. Yeah, so since you guys are close now, it really just takes 2 dice to do an attack, a standard action. So yeah.
So I'm gonna bet 2 die then.
All right.
I will as well.
I
Alright.
have 2.
My initiative is 9. Sadly.
Mine is 6.
All right. So I would like to see if I kind of want to jump on this guy's back.
All right. You just want to kind of distract him. You can do a
Yeah.
a brawl.
Oh, I get a +1 to my brawl.
Oops.
Oh no, wait, that's a damage bonus. Never mind. I get a +3, or I get a damage bonus for bludgeoning. But
Nice.
anyway,
Yeah.
jumping on the back. I fail by a degree of 1.
Yeah, sadly, you're on his back, but like he's just so strong that
And I'm so wayfish.
yeah, he's just like you're like a little cape for him now. Jacob, I believe you're next.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and punch in the face.
All right.
Good old special. D8. So last time I got a 1. I roll a D8. This time I've got an 8.
Oh no. Okay.
This message approved by Guy Not in the Ring.
So,
So you go to punch him, and he kind of grabs your arm and cracks it back, kind of almost breaking part of it. So you take 16 damage.
Ooh.
real quick, just checking whether this is an option. I would like to counter-propose that I don't, and that he just spontaneously dies.
Oh yeah, no, I
Can we mediate this punch, Mitchell? Can we mediate it?
Okay.
That is a non.
Why do we have to resort to rules all the time, Mitchell? Why can't it be about the role play?
I don't know. It's just how it is. All right. Second passing
Our
of.
gamers are us.
I bid 2.
All right. what
I
you
do
guys-
not bid anything. That was it. for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it for him too. So.
Great. I want to try to gouge his eyes out
All right. Go ahead.
since I'm already on his back. Please give
I
me one.
appreciate the help.
Please give me one.
You're like,
Please give me one. Please give me one. Yeah. Okay.
What'd you
I got
get?
one.
You
I
got
got
all
one.
right. All right. Sweet.
There we go.
So yeah, he let's see. What was your strength again?
Really low. It's a 2.
Okay.
This is not considered bludgeoning, right?
No. So what you can do with that one is you can take away his dice, so it's a stun attack. So next time he bids, you would actually take a certain amount of dice from him. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
All right. Cool. So with this one, you can take 2 dice from his next action.
Great. I do that.
All right. So roll again for initiative.
Ooh, not great.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have enough dice to do an action because of the stun attack. I only have 1 dice. Yeah, I'll still bid it. I'll bid it to try to clear my eyes.
Okay. I will bid 1 die.
All right, Jacob.
Unique combat system. I still do not have any dice to bid.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
we
did I
just
miss
did a-
the new turn.
Yeah.
New turn.
Yeah,
I'm
new
sorry,
turn,
I
yeah.
missed that. No matter what, I'm bidding both of my dice to punch dude in face.
All right.
I'm a one-trick pony, and my initiative is 11.
Holy. Okay.
I got that 1-1, and now the dice have forsaken
Yeah.
me.
Now it's over.
So,
All right. So he's at 1.
Oh, great.
So he's gonna attempt to just kind of throw you off real quick, doing no damage, but just kind of
Oh,
getting
I didn't-
rid.
I didn't say what my initiative was.
Oh, what is it?
Like I said, it's a 1.
Oh, it's 1 as well. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry. So how much initiative dice do you bid?
I bid 1 die. I have 3 left over.
No. Okay, so you had a total of 4 dice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go first. That's my bad. I only
Okay.
have 3 dice.
So I want to do a kick flip off his back.
All right. Then brawl.
Okay. Don't forsake me. It's
Um,
really hard. It's a D12.
it's
No.
not great.
It's a 10. So I try and I do not get any cool points.
Yeah, so there's this you take 2 points of damage as you flip off, and you don't
Shit.
land gracefully, you just kind of hit belly flop the ground.
Yep.
As another instant replay appears on the screen.
Well, my
where
stomach doesn't feel like that. Can we get another round of shots, please?
and like your other friend Joe's like 2 drinks.
2 drinks like a coward. Bring him 4. He's a man. He can take it.
Jacob, you're the person you're facing kind of like wipes the blood from his eyes, and one of his eyes can now see you. So it's your turn because that was his action.
punch in face.
All right, do it to it. Make me proud.
So far, it's got 50% success rate. Let's
A 50% mortality rate.
4, which is with the bonus that I forgot to include last time, plus 1 to brawl. That is going to hit.
All
1
right.
degree of success.
How much?
1.
1. All right, I got 3 degrees of failure, so that's total of 4 degrees for you.
So I multiply that by strength.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 3 strength. So 12. I have a
It's a D3 plus.
base of D3 plus my strength.
Okay.
D3, that's D4 minus 1. Sure. Fucking D4s, man. Okay, so you'd round up for that. So that is another 5, so 17 damage.
Okay. You want to describe how that happens?
I mean, so this time he hurt my arm. So this time it is with prejudice. The hand comes up, grabs his throat, and just slowly squeezes. Not so. It doesn't even squeeze. With my hand around his throat, my hand closes while his neck is in the way.
All right, yeah, there's blood pouring down, and on the outside there's like this slow motion zoom in on the whole thing with opera music playing in the background.
No!
Exactly, you knew exactly what I was thinking. Everyone that is sober stands up and starts clapping. The face guy is gone.
Mitchell, I have actually been waiting for this precise moment for quite some time.
All right.
While they're standing up, clapping and cheering and just carrying on and making fools of themselves, and Broski is like drunk off his ass, that collar that I took, I'm going to put around his neck.
All right, do a let's see what we can do here.
Is there like a sleight of hand or like some sort of restrain thing?
Probably stealth would be it. You have a severe bonus because they are intoxicated. So I'm gonna put the goalpost at 7 for this.
That makes reasonable sense. I don't have much of a chance, but you know, if it fails, so did I. And if you add in the, okay. Hang on, I've just got to check my, yeah, I failed by 4.
Ooh, okay.
I got an 11.
So it's very awkward, because he's drunk, so
yeah,
he
I don't
can't...
do this for a living. I'm a B-list movie star. This is not a skill set I have.
Because he's like...
Trying to convince him it's a sex thing.
I mean, you put the collar on the very drunk guy who's not standing up. He's just kind of like the face. You put it on, but the other triad are like, one of them's looking at you like...
What, he won the bet?
And the remaining 2 pull out their guns.
I look at them with my hands up like, he won the bet. It's not my fucking fault.
Take it off.
I can't, it's his. You take it off of him. It's none of my business. He bet me for a necklace. I gave him the necklace.
Roll expression.
Happily. It's the only role I have that's any good, man.
You're like,
If I lie enough, this becomes about my lying skill. That's also my motto in life.
Yeah.
Let's see. Expression. That one I actually do get. 4 on 4.
Nice. He kind of shakes his head and goes over to try to take the collar off.
I'm just gonna grab John by the shoulder and kind of go towards the bar to collect our winnings.
Yeah, he's like, oh god, I drank too much.
Yeah, you did. That's very irresponsible, John. You should know better than to drink on the job.
Oh god.
I'm frankly a little disappointed. It's gonna be reflected in your performance review. I have to admit.
Wait, you don't, I don't work for you. I work for that guy. And he kind of points on the screen where there's another, like, replay.
You know, John, under normal circumstances, I would make a really sort of, like, low-voiced threat about how you actually work for me and you need to remember that. But I don't want him to do the throat grab thing to me. So that's fair, John. You do work for him.
That's
Let's go collect our money,
terrifying.
shall we?
I don't know why he put a gun against my neck. He could have just held me.
Yeah, it certainly seems as though everyone has been engaging in overkill.
Yeah.
We have a ninja and a cyborg, and it's you and me, John, against the world. We got to stick together.
I don't
By
think-
the way, would you mind when all of those triad folks are around that guy making that collar beep without actually exploding him? I'm trying to send a message.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Without exploding him, I have to insist.
So, Joe, I'm going to make, because he's pretty drunk, I'm going to make you roll diplomacy, and I'm also going to make you roll a luck die to
Yeah, that
see
makes total sense.
when
Yeah.
he does it. The luck die is D6, and we're going to take the higher roll of the 2. The difficulty, we're going to say it's 5. If he is successful, he will wait If not, he's just gonna trigger it.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I understand what is happening right now. So I'm going to roll 2 dice.
Yeah, one
and throw
is
my phone as far
your
as I can.
yeah, one is your diplomacy. The other
Right.
is the D6 luck dice.
The D6 luck die.
Mhm.
And then you said I was going to take the higher?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So that's a 10. So that's the higher.
All right. So
I failed by 7.
he's like, "Yep," and the concussive force explodes out. So we'll say you two take 7
At
damage.
the bar before I said him to do that.
Okay.
I explicitly said we're going to the bar to get our winnings before I talked to him about the necklace.
All right, then
How
I will.
would you do this to me, Ricky Bobby?
I will say 3 damage as you guys roll
I will
over
accept
the
3 damage.
the
That is a
bar.
fair amount of damage.
And by coincidence or happenstance, another hand just kind of falls onto like your lap, Joe.
Twice is coincidence. If it happens a third time, you're admitting there's a god in this universe.
Yeah, the house is called the House of the Flying Hands.
Yeah.
Just for the record, Mitchell, it is the hand of the guy who just got patéed, right?
Yes. Yeah. You
Excellent.
you
I'm
took
gonna
out.
I'm gonna ask for a Ziploc bag.
Yeah. The AI kind of tosses you a bag and shakes her head. And so Jacob and Spence, you guys come out of the battle arena as
My
blood.
eye is swollen. I'm holding my side.
Yeah, as blood and visceral just kind of plop down on you. It's as if you were at SeaWorld and Shamu just did a flip.
The
As though
fuck?
Jacob was subjected to a particularly unpleasant prom,
Uh,
just covered in gore.
Not again.
again.
John,
Yeah,
come here.
I had too much acid, sir.
I walk over to John.
You go over to where you heard the noise and like over the bar he's like sat by like a bunch of bottles that he's like desperately trying to open one
We are
of them.
splitting a bottle currently behind the bar, laying on the ground,
Yeah.
scorched.
He's
John,
like, huh?
last time there was an explosion in this bar, it's you who set it off. Did you set off this explosion, John?
Allegedly.
I can't even be mad. That's just too fucking excellent. Okay. John,
hey.
new ground rule.
Uh-huh.
While you're on my time, explosions don't happen unless I say so. Is that understood?
Yeah, I
You're
I
not
could
in
do
trouble. That's a new rule that's in effect now.
that. I will put it in my sheet.
You
Good.
are so much more intimidating with glasses than sunglasses. Hey, AI,
Yeah.
Yes.
I could really use a room with some very pretty people. I don't care about the gender, just tending to this.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, if you're taking orders along that score, John's had a really rough day, and he could really use some relaxation as well.
Excuse me. I look after my employees.
You clearly aren't.
Yeah, he left him
He
in
looks
your
perfectly
care.
fine.
You left him with me, a known maniac with no regard for consequences.
And it turned out perfectly fine for my employee.
Yeah. And you kind of look down at John in almost comedic timing as he's trying to twist off a pull off. It's like, and like the cork's just on the top and he keeps going.
Oh, this poor summer child.
I'm gonna hand him. Is there? No, there wouldn't. Never mind. Wrong kind of bar.
I will bring this country tumbling to the ground to protect this NPC.
Fucking national treasure.
I don't even care. I'm going off to. I'm like, bye. I did my part.
Enjoy your
Me
evening.
too.
We'll have your winnings sent to your rooms.
Thanks.
I hope you bet on me.
I'm almost certain.
Good.
You two were on the same team, right? You and
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Then yes.
My fucking name is Ethan. God.
That was a demonstration. Next time you're cutting me in.
Oh.
Worth a shot.
All right.
So,
with
how many triad members weren't explodified?
one who is currently unconscious against a wall.
Oh, fantastic!
Great. I'm
Patting
just
him
gonna.
down.
Yeah, he's gonna pat him down. I'm gonna slip a surveillance device into his clothes.
Yeah, and like one was real dead, but you can get the stack off of the other one.
Done.
Yeah, so you have one stack and then one unconscious person whose sleeve is still intact.
I'm dragging him up into my room. John gets his own room tonight.
Oh.
He's earned it.
Yeah, when you tell him, like a single tear comes from his eye. Oh, thank God.
Across from mine, obviously,
Yeah.
I'll check on you every once in a while.
Sit down on the chair and just watch him. Okay.
It helps the guy sleep.
He kind of needs it now. You bring the triad guy up into your room. John tucks in for the night. And ladies and gentlemen, that is where I'm gonna call it.
Yay, we survived!
Well,
I went into that fight thinking that I was gonna die, and being totally okay with
How
that.
much health points did you
got
have
a little
left?
rough.
I had 9 health points
Oh
left.
yeah, one more hit.
It got a little rough and tumble.
Really hiding.
I also am not a fighter at all. I just have a death wish.
Yeah. All right. So everyone, thank you guys for coming. That was Altered Carbon, the role-playing game, kind of extrapolating as much as we can from the quick start as well as actual plays we've seen. Make sure to check out the Kickstarter. It's only got probably about 30 more hours left. Definitely looks like an interesting game that I'm very interested in to kind of explore more of, especially the combat system and the way they make characters.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with that system. It's sort of the best of both Shadowrun and a couple of the D20 systems that I've
Yeah.
played without a lot of the hassle.
I don't know what your standard format is for these types of videos, Mitchell. I mean, if we wanted to like quickly do just a post-mortem of like things we liked or didn't, that'd be super.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Go ahead.
cool if you feel like we have time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
I guess
it.
since I introduced the idea, I don't mind starting. One of the things that I really, really like is that there are clear mechanics for non-combat skills,
Mhm.
which is very, very rare in good in tabletop games in general, and is usually the mark of a really well thought out tabletop game. So like in this one, the fact that there were a handful of social skills that each had really clear delineations between them, I thought was super strong and made the character really, which is why I was really adamant about not participating in the fight at the end, because like for me, playing with this character and never touching combat was a really interesting way of like exploring all the other parts of the system.
Yeah.
Piggybacking off of that,
Sure, go ahead.
one of the things that really surprised me was how elegantly the system handles both non-contested
contested and
and
contested.
contested roles,
Yes.
where no changes to what I was doing were necessary in order to either just do something on my own versus doing something that someone else was opposing. Most systems have a hard time switching back and
Yeah.
forth between that. But it was really elegant how just the total number of successes or failures got added up.
Yeah, I love that.
Like
aspect.
on the good side, for sure. On the bad side, we kind of joked about it at the beginning of the video. I do feel like the layout of the book and the general structure of how the rules are introduced to us could use some shaping.
Oh, yeah,
I kind of made the
definitely.
joke about like layout editing earlier, and like more seriously than that, it's you see this a lot with first pass games or with like relatively new roleplay game makers, where they'll make a game where they're like, these are all of the rules in like alphabetical order, basically.
Yeah.
Instead of like, as I'm going through this, like, okay, here are how skill checks are done. Here are what the skills are. Here's what wealth is. Here's what this is. And there's not really like in a good, or not in a good, this is a good system, but like in a perfectly designed book, the book carries you through the process of being in the world and creating the character. And so sort of like you start at your name and your concept and your archetype, and then you pick your attributes and then you pick
Yeah.
your skills and you pick your gear. And like that layout is old, it's classic, but I think it exists for a really good reason, and I think this book would do well to make use
Yeah,
of it.
I'm really excited because I know they're going to come out with a newer, up-to-date quick start version because they definitely acknowledge that the first one was they were very rough to understand.
Yeah,
So
like
I'm
it
really
definitely
interested
to
in
me
that.
reads like a bunch of people who are good at mechanical systems and new at writing roleplay books, or not
Yeah.
even new, just like unused to writing this style of roleplay book.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think in general the system is awesome, and the only complaints I have are with how that system is presented.
Yeah, definitely. Spence, did you have any
Go
passing?
ahead.
Well, this is one of those games that someone like me who prefers a lot of storytelling as opposed to combat is not really for me.
Mhm.
I was very confused about how combat worked, how initiative worked. It felt a little clunky to me, but I did enjoy the setting very much.
Yeah, the settings, whew, so good. Jacob, did
And
you
now
have
I have to watch that show.
Oh, you should. It's really good. Jacob, did you have a final word?
Yeah, I just want to take another moment to emphasize the lethality and the quick-paced nature of the combat. I've always been a sucker for the multiple rounds style of combat, where the faster you are, the more times you get to act.
And it goes so quick.
And I especially want to emphasize the way that bidding dice means that the more dice you bid, the more complex your action, but the higher your initiative is going to be.
Yeah.
That is a really elegant piece of balance for what it means to be fast. Because far too often, if you put emphasis on initiative, high initiative is the only thing that matters.
Very, very quickly, initiative becomes the answer.
Yeah.
So making
definitely.
it something where if my initiative is really good, I can do complicated actions, but doing those complicated actions does mean I'm probably going to go last. That's a really nice
It
piece
puts
of
me in
tech.
mind of Onyx Path's White Wolf, their second edition of New World of Darkness.
Yeah.
Where like the weapon you're using affects your
Yeah,
initiative and you move
little
more
bit.
slowly with it. It's got
Yeah.
a similar concept behind it of like, you're not definitely slower, but all other things being equal, the more impressive what you're trying to do is, the harder and longer.
along with
Yeah.
the Shadowrun style of different actions and the cost that those actions have for initiative.
Yeah, I love the marriage of the two. It was amazing. But yeah, thank you guys once again for coming on the show. This was super fun.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, definitely. My name is Mitchell. This was Penny for a Tale. You can check us out at pennyforatale.com. Spence, why don't you go ahead and do your closing announcement?
So in addition to all of this, if you like what we're doing and you are watching live, right above my head is the subscribe button. You can go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We will be back tomorrow with Cult Black Madonna. We will find out what happens to our heroes. And go forward from there. If you are watching this on YouTube, then right below our friends' faces, there is a subscribe button down there, and you can click on that. And nope, that way. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for the assist, Vanna. Subscribe. You'll get to see all of our interviews, all of the games that we've already played and edited and put up, and be alerted for any future shows that we have go up. And then if you want to find out more about what I'm doing, my personal website is residentmoon.com, and my other podcasts are gameschool.tsrpn.com, and nostalgiapilots.com. Okay. Our friends and guests, where can people find you on the interwebs?
WindingPathInitiative.com has the .org.
It's windingpath.club.
Windingpath.club. I'm very bad at this. We'll have the information that you need to get in contact with us and find out where you can meet up with your local domain. That is our logo.
Yeah, and their information will be right below YouTube for you guys. Just click on.
Yeah.
As sort of the quick plug for our group, because I'll get in a lot of trouble if I don't give it. What we actually are, beyond any specific game or beyond any specific setting, is we're a collection of LARPers specifically who love LARP and really don't like all of the baggage that currently goes with organized LARP. And what we want is, instead of being married to a specific game or a specific setting or a specific cult of personality or a specific pain in the ass, instead we're just married to, like, we all love games. Let's show up and play some games together. So we have some organized play. where like a single chronicle is played in multiple cities around the country. We have lots of local play where people are in the club and they just use the club as like a networking and marketing tools rather than trying to focus on the club as the primary priority. The idea here is just that sort of as you guys do in this really amazing Penny for a Tale channel, just getting people who like games to get together and do game related shit in a way that hopefully is easily approachable, safe, and makes people feel like they're a part of a community that supports and protects them.
Yeah, definitely. If you are
If you
ever...
want to- if you want to find a local group, if you want to form a local group, talk to us.
Yeah. And like for all the LARPers who are watching, definitely one of the safest environments I've ever been a part of, and amazing storytelling, especially when these two are involved. So yeah, thank you everyone for a wonderful night, and we will see you on the flip side.